Welcome back to another AQ3D video. I am going to be checking out the Kickstarter of AQ3D. Now, this came out back in 2016, so it's interesting to see where the game was back then compared to where it is now. Keep in mind, the Kickstarter came out before the game was officially launched, and it says here that AQ reimagined as a 3D MMORPG that lets you play online with your friends from your phone, tablet, or PC. And this is very true. There was almost 5,000 backers with $368,000 pledged to the project. Let's check out the tiers and see what the rewards were for people who did back this project. So you had, of course, the $1 package, which is just a big thank you. And then you have the Hero Starter. If you pledge $10, you would get an exclusive Kickstarter sword and cape. And these were also available in AQ World as well. And then you'd get the starter pack. This gave you a larger backpack as well as pack of potions like health and mana potions. You also get a Kickstarter badge and title. It says across game items unlock in AQ Worlds and AQ3D, Dragon Fable, and AdventureQuest as well. So that's pretty neat. Now, the larger backpack, I believe that gave you 5 extra. I think that's what we have is 5 extra, and that's because of this bundle right here. The $25 was the Guardian, the Founder. So you'd get the Founder along with it. Guardian class, exclusive Kickstarter Guardian armor variant. The permanent Guardian status, which grants you access to the Guardian Tower and other perks, including special quests to obtain Guardian weapons, armors, helms, and other items, which we don't really have a lot of those. It'd be nice to have more of those. A Founder badge and title, which you can still get in the game just by buying Guardian. And then Guardian badge and title, which you also get in the early access to the game. Of course, this is, as I said, before the game was out. The Epic Founder. So this gave you everything from above, as well as the Epic Founder badge and title, Epic Founder weapon, Kickstarter exclusive weapon, which is a rare Founder armor. You got the Warrior, Mage, and Rogue. And we also got Necromancer, a variant of Necromancer, and Dragon Slayer as well. And then you get a special in-game nameplate, and this is something that you can turn on and off. And the nameplate is those little icon things, you know, those little logo things you see around the name, or around the level things. That is special. You can have a special one on. It's not super special, but it's a little bit different than the Guardian one. So you have the Alpha Pirate and the Epic Founder. And this one here is the Kickstarter exclusive. This is only available via Kickstarter, will not be available again. And this is the Alpha Pirate class, Kickstarter exclusive. So you get the Alpha Pirate class. You also get the Alpha Pirate armor, Black Classic, and the Alpha Pirate armor Silver trim. We never did get the Black Classic variant of that, actually. And then the Pirate Captain. So we did get the silver trim, but I don't recall ever getting the just a regular without the silver trim. I don't recall ever getting that. We only have one armor as far as I know. But anyways, the legendary Founder, and this came with the Shadow Wolf transformation. This is the one that I eventually did. At first, when I first did it, I only did this one, but then I paid another $60. Actually, it was a lot more than $60 with the exchange rate because I'm Canadian, but I ended up getting this. Definitely was worth it. I have no regrets. Kickstarter exclusive skill, the Shadow, they call it a skill, but the Shadow Wolf transformation. Ability to turn yourself into a shadow wolf and move at increased speeds. Because, of course, back then, the travel forms, there were no travel forms at the time. Actually, the only travel form that existed at this time was the Guardian horse that you could ride that looked kind of like a mount. That was the only one. Works indoors and outdoors. This is only available via Kickstarter and will not be available again. So it is not. Now, you know, there's other ones that look better than the Shadow Wolf transformation, but it's still a classic hero class pre-release pass. Get the following classes immediately added to your characters as soon as they are released. Oh yeah, Paladin. We also have an. So anyways, Paladin, Necromancer, Ninja, and Dragon Slayer. And we did get variants of. I don't remember getting a variant of Paladin. I don't think we have a variant of Necromancer, Ninja, and Dragon Slayer, but I don't know if we have Paladin. But we did get those for free. When they came out, we didn't have to pay anything. We got them instantaneously unlocked. The legendary founder badge and title, and then we get the badges for those when you obtain those items. If you pledged 500, you could design a custom 3D weapon, and this caused all kinds of chaos, people selling their codes, because you would get codes and stuff. So anyways, you'd work with Dage, Cicero, Titan, and Zero to create a custom 3D weapon designed to be added to the video game. You will work with a team to choose a 3D model and create a textured design and write the description for your dream weapon. You will be credited on the weapon as a designer in the weapon's description and given a personal rare variant of the weapon. You can also give the item out or your personal variant to up to 10 friends of your choosing. And that is, you would think that would have been a nice thing, but it ended up being quite complicated and chaotic. Definitely not something they would ever plan on doing again. In future stuff is going to be done a whole lot differently because it was just a mess thanks to people who were being greedy. But anyways, 2,500. If you pledged this, you could become an NPC. And there was 10 people. There was only 10 people that were allowed. For this one here, I don't remember how many people could do it, but there was 39 apparently who did. One out of 40, so there was still one available left of those. It says there was 1 out of 40 of that, but it says here limit 0 out of 10. Limited. Anyways, there was one left, so I guess there was 9 people. Maybe the other person backed out at last minute. I'm not sure. But anyways, so work with Artix, Cicero, and Jurgen to immortalize your character as an NPC. Your notes, images, and imagination will help guide the creation of your character's story and role in the world. You will help write the dialogue and voice of your character. Become a class trainer, shopkeeper, quest giver, or even a villain. And this never actually happened. I mean, they did get the NPC, but their NPC never became anything. They're all just up in the, whatchamacallit, they're not a class trainer. They don't have a shop. They don't give any quests, and nor are they a villain. You don't fight them. So they didn't really become very much for that. It feels it kind of fell flat, which is unfortunate. 5,000. If you pledged 5,000, you could design an adventure at the Secret Underground Lab. Both of the people who did this got great adventures, the World Tree and the Dragon's Graveyard. Very, very awesome places. I enjoyed those when they first came out. Come to the lab and hang out with Artix and the team. Work on a brand new adventure area with AQ3D team. You cover travel to Tampa, Florida, and we'll put you up at a nice hotel right next to the video game studio for 2 nights. So, and yeah, that was really cool that they were able to go in, design their own thing. Really, really awesome. Let's delve a little bit more into the Kickstarter. So the story was, this is of course a cross-platform online multiplayer fantasy RPG from the creators of the original 2D Flash web game, which is currently now getting a remake. Thanks to AQ3D being on Unity, they now know what they're doing in Unity, so AQ Worlds. A lot of people are saying, why did they even make AQ3D? Without AQ3D, the chance of AQ World Infinity being as good as it's going to be would have been very, very difficult because they would have been learning Unity. Whereas now with AQ3D, they've learned Unity, so the learning curve is not going to be nearly as difficult. Help us finish AQ3D. We've come really far, but need your help to finish. Over the past 11 months, we've created a 3D online version of AdventureQuest that you can play on your phone, tablet, and PC. Support this project to help us get this game to the finish line. So then you can see the in-game screen of what it looked like. Very, very, very different than what it was. AdventureQuest 3D on Steam. Thanks to you, we got greenlit on Steam. Over 10,000 players gave us a thumbs up in the Steam Greenlight program. So then it was on Steam. Big news right there about the new 3D online game. What? I really hope you guys are so proud of AQ3D because it's like watching a dream come true a dream come true from my nostalgia. 3D town of Battleon. This was the original town of Battleon, the very, very first town before it was destroyed and replaced. Got NPCs and monsters. It's a fantasy online world filled with monsters, magic, and amazing stories. Inspired reimagining of the hit Flash game from the original creators, and it will change the way we play games forever. And then you can see it. I remember that being a really big thing, that you could play it anywhere. You're on your phone, I am on my computer. Let's rate a Dragon Slayer. As a cross-platform game, you can access the world of AdventureQuest from your phone, tablet, and PC. Play the same character in the same world with your friends, no matter what device you're using. Explore the world and battle monsters in real time together. And you got the Dragon's Lair. Not sure why it says LF39M. Bit odd. Features: cross-platform, persistent online world, real-time combat, PvP arena, player versus player, which that was a feature back then. Of course, there was no PvP, but it came afterwards. Chat and emotes, multi-class system, weapon and item fusion. We don't have that. That never happened. Crafting, that happened too much. It basically replaced drops, unfortunately. Solo, 2-player, large group-sized adventures, which is very true. Summon and teleport to friends. Sidekick friends to your level, that never happened. Evolving world and storyline. Self-cleaning to free up your mobile's disk space. I don't know if that... I don't remember that happening either. I don't think that happens. At least it didn't on my device. New content and things to do released regularly is sort of our thing. This is very true. Something that they did. You can see a Sneevil from 2005. And there it is. Right there, the 3D version. Frogzard 2002, 3D version. You've got this re-imaging of Karnox. Now, we don't have him in the game yet, but fingers crossed, because that would be very, very cool. Warcry. Going way back. And this is what it looked like right here. Look at the UI was complete garbage back then. Very, very basic, but I loved it. I don't know why. Cross-platform with AQ3D, the adventure goes where you do. Play the same character in the same world, and you've got all these different devices that it would go on. And long line ahead of you, you've got time for a mini dungeon, Battleon Undead Legion with your friends under the table during dinner. Your lunch breaks just got a little more dangerous. The adventure goes wherever you do. Solo to mega party-sized adventures. Finally, a real MMO that fits into your schedule. The game is massive, but designed to be played in small, rewarding bursts, which is kind of changing now. We're making the most accessible MMO RPG experience that's fun from the minute you pick it up, which honestly, I've still to this day had people say that they love the game because it's one of those games you don't need to know how an MMO plays to pick up this game and enjoy it. That's something that they need to stick with, because that is one of the big selling points of AQ3D, is that anybody can jump in, even if you've never played an MMO, and you can jump in and play it. So they have to kind of stick close to that. Easy to play with friends. 2 taps to play with any friend. We are changing the way players play together. They really are pushing that whole play it anywhere you want thing. Teleport and summon friends. All your friends have the ability to summon to their friends by their side, or teleport to the friends who they allow it in, if they allow it in the game. Play with friends who are not your level. Automatic sidekicking will boost your friends' level so they can play with you in dangerous places they could not go alone. Now, this does not happen. There is no sidekicking. Instead, that was replaced with the whole scaling system, which is probably the worst invention in the game, unfortunately, and has destroyed it. Not destroyed it, but I mean, it's really, scaling. Who needs it? Hiya, Jimmy. You know you're level 1, but I really need your help taking down this level 75 Ultra Dragon. Got your phone? Level 75? Dude, that's going to be years away. But it would have been an interesting idea, sidekicking. I would have rather them go the route of sidekicking rather than what they did with the scaling. Real-time combat and chat. Press a button to swing your sword. We coded our game and multiplayer servers from scratch. Battling monsters is fast and fun with killer animation. Chat was built with mobile in mind. You can even use your phone's built-in text-to-speech recognition. Really? But that doesn't... I don't think that ever came either, because I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. Evolving world, I mean, maybe it does. I've never tested it, but Evolving world and storyline. All of our games have been built on the idea that there is always something new to do. Like our other games, AQ3D will be consistently and steadily updated with new content like classes to master, which is not nearly fast, and I mean, there's not nearly enough classes in the game, considering it's been out for, 7 years or more. Items to collect, tons of items, that is very true. Areas to explore, tons of areas, and new functionality. Not a whole lot of new functionality, but there has been some new functionality. Look at this! This reminds me of Valhalla on Fortnite. But yeah, look at that. That is linked to the thing. Not exactly sure what this is, but I would have loved to have seen a world like this. This gives you an idea of one of the layouts they had for a town. The Octo Tree invites you to walk within. This is kind of similar to what we have in Heartwood, I think. Similar to that. Multi-class, you can play as warrior, mage, ninja, paladin, or necromancer, or why not all of them? Does your team need a healer? Switch between all the classes you've unlocked, which is a really cool thing. I love you can do that right in the game, just switch anytime. A lot of games don't offer that. Now here's something we didn't get. Instead, we got the enhancement system, which is a little bit different. So your hard-earned weapons and armors will never become useless when new content is released. AQ3D lets you power up any item through item infusion. Combine 2 items together, keeping the look of one and the power stats from the other. Just a hunch, but they will never suspect that Twig has been you've been keeping around, since level 1 has the destructive power of a level 100 death scythe fused into it. So instead of the infusion system, they came out with the cosmetic slot. So now you can equip your item instead as a cosmetic, so you don't have to see what your statted items look like. Honestly, it's a better move than weapon infusion. The downside is it does take up more inventory space, so I really think we need more inventory compensation, especially for free players, because especially with the amount of items in the game now, I definitely think more inventory space would be a necessity for people just in general, because this did not happen. It's kind of compensation because it didn't happen. But to be honest, I'm glad it didn't. The cosmetic value thing, as the cosmetic slot thing, is way better. The world. AQ3D takes place in the world of lore, a magical land under attack by dragon lords, undead legions, monster kings, and ancient evils. You'll find yourself at the heart of wars between vampires and werewolves, airship pirates, and portal ninjas, which we haven't really had lots and lots of dragons, which is true. It is vast and ever expanding, which is true. So they hit that. Pet rocks on sale at the pet shop. And we don't have a pet rock, do we? I think we should get that. If we don't have a pet rock, I'd love to see a pet rock in the game. This is gorgeous. I love this, being able to stand right there and exploring the world. It makes it look much nicer. But if this is not an existing area, it should be, because it looks awesome. Town of Battleon. It's a lot different now, featuring trainers, shops, mysterious visitors, and the world-famous Yalger's Inn. It's unfortunate because this area ended up getting destroyed and replaced with another one. Now, in hindsight, it makes sense, but the New Kingdom, I've never liked it. It's unfortunate. Warlick, the magic shop full of surprises. You've got the original shop right there turned in. So this is the old, this is the new, with the magic thing that takes you to the other place. Yalger's Inn, of course, they had to redesign that, and they're saying right here, in addition to other surprise happenings, a PvP bar fight event is scheduled for this area. That never happened, but it would be pretty cool to have this. You could interact maybe with Yalger or interact with an item in the Yalger's Inn that would take you to a PvP version of it. Just an open PvP where you could fight other people. Open. I think that would be pretty cool. Guardians of Lore, in an order of highly trained dragon knights tasked with that's why dragon knights, because they have dragon logos and whatnot. So, keeping peace across the world, you'll find guardian towers across the land. Each tower was placed to protect a powerful artifact. What these artifacts are is now a mystery. Knowledge lost 100 years ago when the order was wiped by the Grimbane's shadow creatures. And see, we don't have any further story progressing on this. The last time we had anything in regards to this was I think it was Ashfall. So I'd really like to see this tapped into more for Guardians. I think that'd be really, really, really cool. Long ago in the real world, when the original AdventureQuest exploded in popularity, the team needed help covering the cost of the servers. Those who supported the game were given the title Guardian and have access to the original Guardian Tower. With this Kickstarter, you will be part of history. And of course, we can still have Guardians to this day. So there you go. Gives a little rundown on Artix Entertainment. And then why the Kickstarter? Then it goes over some of the rewards. I already covered the rewards previously. Didn't know they had a nice, delicate, nice looking. This is much better. Actually, maybe we do have, now that I think about it, I think we do have two black. I think we do have a black armor and then the silver armor. I'm pretty sure we do. I'm not 100%. There's the Shadow Wolf. It looks very, very nice. There's the design a weapon thing, and then become an NPC, become another person, and then design an adventure with the secret underground lab. Pretty darn neat. Reaching some stretch goals. Our total from players who paid with PayPal and Artix points is 34,000 as of 9:40 on the 15th. This is 2015 was when this. Okay, wow. So as of 2015, that was what they had reached. We add this to the Kickstarter total when unlocking stretch goals. So these were all the stretch goals. And you had the backer starter potions doubled. The Twilly and Zorbak NPCs that were added. Daily login rewards were added. Exploration achievements, we did get those. Daily boss dungeons, we did get those. Pets, obviously. Interactive world effects. Technically, we did get, we got traps and environmental effects. Technically, we got that. I mean, Sand Sea being a good example of it. Special boss fights, which we do have that. And you're in the credits. At 4,000, everybody gets in the credits of the game. Development wish list. So here's some of the things that they were saying they would hope to be able to do it. Item trade auction house. This is not something that is in development. It's just things that would have been nice if they could have done it. This is not even in the cards right now, and I don't ever see this ever happening. Would it be cool? Yes. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Who knows? Then you've got the player-owned houses. This is happening. This is something that was a development wish list, not something they we're 100% going to do, but they're definitely doing it. Player-owned housing. Mounts, that won't ever happen. Travel forms, 100% replace that. And then much more, but they don't give a listing, which would have been kind of nice if we'd seen it. So that basically sums up what they have. All the people who were working on it right there. But yeah, that's really, really crazy. They super ambitious at doing this. It was a project that was quite ahead of its time, and they were able to pull it off, and the game is still going with active development. So yeah, I think they've come a long way, and it's really shown the progress of where they started to where they've gotten now. And I'm looking forward to what else is coming in 2024. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.